So let's talk about the power of the Boolean operators. So let's change our workspace into 3D modeling. And you can find them here. You've got your union, you've got subtraction and intersection. So let's change our viewport to southwest isometric. And basically we'll make a couple cubes. Let's rotate this one. So what you can do is you can, make objects very quickly by using these Boolean tools to join basically, tools into a component. So let's look at it as conceptual. So right now, it looks right, but they're two separate parts. So you can use the Boolean operator union, select both, and hit enter. And now it is one actual solid piece. If we look at it in 2D. And then from here, you could do like shell it or whatever you wanted to do to, if you had steel tubing, like a lot of the times we'll have like 5-1. Let me turn that on. 5 by 1 by 1. And then, we've got another piece of tube that's going up. So you could sweep it, you could do it, a lot of things, but it's very easy with the union tool on the Y here. Select objects, Y, 90. And then we'll just move this over here. It can mirror. Right? You could start putting all these tubes together, without really having to worry about, drawing them flat and then extruding, so you could, set up as many parts as you need. And then just click on the union and then select all the objects. And now it becomes one object. And you can then perform other actions to it. So the union is a great tool for joining a bunch of solids and creating a single piece of geometry. Also found in the solid tab of the ribbon right here. You get your Boolean tools. But now if we wanted to, we could take this object and shell it. We'll select this object. We're not going to remove any faces, so enter. And then say this is, 1/16 tube steel. So we want to create 1/16, and then enter again. And what we've done now is we have an object that is hollow inside. Let's talk about the subtraction Boolean now. So, a lot of people that are doing hard surface modeling use this. A lot of different. What we're going to do here is, let me just turn this to conceptual. So we have our cube, and then we want to punch a bunch of holes in it. So we'll move this down, and then I'm just going to copy it a bunch of times. Just randomly copy it down. Say we were making a control panel or something, and you could set those at what you want, but for demonstration purpose. So we're going to hit subtract. So we're going to select the object that we want as our main body and enter. And then what we're going to do is we're going to select the tools that we want to cut out of the main body and hit enter. So there we go. And now we've, cut those out. And that's the subtraction. Okay, one more demonstration of the subtraction. So let's say we're making a table, and now I know, this doesn't really look like, I'm not making anything to scale here, but what we want to do is we want to cut these out of this pattern. So I'm just going to move the edge like that. And this is going to be like, say, just thin metal steel that has this pattern cut out. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this up, and I'm going to use the shell command. I'm going to select this object. I'm going to select that bottom. I'm going to remove the face. Then I'm going to set the distance of the metal to 1/8. Enter and enter again. So now I have this basically, cup or a drum, or with no bottom on it. Let me just change this back to southwest. And then what I'm going to do is, say we've got this pattern that gets cut out of it. So I'm going to array this object, polar. I'm going to find the center of this. And again, let's ramp it up. So we'll take 10 items out of there. Should be okay. Yeah, close the array. There we go. And then, I'm just going to use, let me just explode this array. So I just X'd on the array, and then subtraction. I'm going to take the main body, and then I'm going to hit enter. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross select the rest and hit enter. And now it is, cut those out. So this actually looks like a sprinkler head, or cover for exhaust vent or something like that. But yeah, that's a very powerful way to, make an object fairly quickly. So say we get, a customer that wants us to 3D print, or they need to make this part, and you're like, it's a weird looking part, and they're like, well, it's for a Volkswagen. And then you're like, I totally get it. So what you want to do then is we're going to go to the solid tab, and we're going to press pull first. Let's go up to 10, and then press pull this up to 10 as well. So we are going to rotate 3D, grab that object, enter, Y, enter. We'll grab the midpoint on the outside here, and 90. Select the object. And what we're going to do is we're going to pick midpoint. And then we're going to move over, and I'm going to shift right click midpoint between top center of this one, bottom center. So now we have our two pieces together. And then I'm going to use the intersect tool. I'm going to select both pieces together. And then, boom, it's going to make us the component that we needed, that we can either 3D print. I'll show you what I use the intersect tool the most for. So say we've got this leg that's 2.5 by 30, and it's got a taper on the one side. So we just want to extrude by 2.5. The back side is the taper there. I don't know if you can really see it. So you can use the taper faces and enter values. But if you already have a drawing and you're extruding it, and it's got, a different type of pattern to it or something, you just copy it, move it over by 5, rotate 3D, and select the object, enter Y, enter. You just pick this outside corner here, 90, and then basically just put the two objects together, outside corner, and you can see the two legs overlapping. use intersection or intersect and select both objects. And then use the intersect, select both objects, and hit enter. And there you go. You now have a two-sided tapered light.